Our new rule on the show. If an athlete is aging, but he's not talking about retirement, then we are not going to talk about his retirement. Drew Brees, he talked about for a couple years his retirement. Brett Favre talked about his retirement forever. Big Ben, 6 years ago, was talking retirement. Phillip Rivers talked retirement. So it's fair game. Tom Brady is not only talking retirement. He was asked yesterday a question before a Super Bowl, and he said, I think we're going to be way better next year. Do we have the bite from Tom Brady? This is Tom Brady. When asked about a Super Bowl question, he pivots to next year.
I want to improve and get better, and I think next year is going to be a lot better than this year. I feel like I'll be in a much better place mentally. I'm going to train a lot better this year. Physically, next year I'll be in a better place. So I know as soon as this game ends, we're on the next season.
He's not quitting. Stop talking about it. Stop asking questions. If the player's not talking about it, they have no intention of it. I mean, you've known people in your life, your dad, your grandpa, your dad's friends, they're insurance agents. They're like 62. They're over it. They're going to sell their company. You know somebody's worked at a factory for years and they're counting down the clock. And Tom is headed to a Super Bowl, asked a question, and pivots to, we're going to be way better next year. I'm not going to talk about his retirement. Listen, it kind of sounds ridiculous, right? They're going to be better next year. Well, there's no question they are. Think about this. Number one, he had a new offense for the first time in 20 years with no training camp. Okay. Leonard Fournette got there right before the season. Antonio Brown got there right in the season. And Tristan Wirfs, with no preseason, was a rookie at right tackle. The schedule's much easier. Remember, they're a wild card team. They don't play a number one schedule. No Kansas City Chiefs, no Green Bay Packers, and they face the NFC East. And add this, every quarterback's better second year in a system. Here's another big break for the Buccaneers, is that Green Bay and Seattle are two of their big obstacles. We would admit that. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Well, let's talk about Seattle. Oh, Matt Stafford's now in their division twice a year. And Kyler Murray's getting better. Seattle's road is tougher in division. What about Green Bay? Oh, they have a number one schedule. Oh, by the way, they got a bad break. They face the NFC West, so they got to face Seattle, San Francisco, Arizona, and the Rams, and they also face the AFC North, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and improving Cincinnati. So it's very likely that Tampa Bay will be a number one seed. And I think certainly this morning, all of you would acknowledge they're going to win the division. Carolina's still in a rebuild. Atlanta's kind of in a rebuild. And New Orleans has no Drew Brees, not sure who's going to be quarterback, and way the hell over the cap. So they're going to move pieces. Add the fact that Jason Light, the general manager for the Bucs, unlike Belichick, is a great draft weekend guy. He has hit home run after home run in the draft. Listen, I know all you Brady haters don't want to hear this, but he signed a 2-year deal, and they are a mile ahead of where we thought they would be. They're ahead of the plan. They're one of 4 rosters in the NFL, maybe 3. They don't have a hole. I looked at mock drafts last night on Tampa. Their first pick, it's a defensive lineman. Their defensive line's already amazing. That's just more icing on the carrot cake. It's like they don't need it. They're literally at a surplus of talent at key positions. They don't have a need. They just draft best dude available. And that is a luxury about 3 teams in the NFL have. Even the Colts' excellent roster, they got to get another receiver. And that's an excellent roster. Even the Chargers' excellent roster, they got to draft a left tackle. Even the Rams' excellent roster, they could use a speed receiver, and I'd go on the defensive line again. So I'm just not going to talk about retiring for players when they don't talk about it. Breeze did, Favre did, Ben does, so I do. Phillip Rivers does, so I do. Basketball players, Michael Jordan hinted at it, I will. LeBron's not, Brady's not, I'm not. Okay, so the Deshaun Watson stuff just cracks me up. It just cracks me up.